Welcome, guys. Welcome again to another episode of the WSXM podcast, where a united Africa is an undisputed Africa. So, the ECOWOS countries came together and have a counter-terrorism summit, and this is so funny to me because in this it's ECOWOS, but yet you have Cameroon, you have Italy, and the European Union Secretary. Why are they there? If this is the ECOWOS um, counterterrorism summit. Why are they there? Anyway, take a listen to this summit. It's like 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in it, and we're gonna discuss it a little bit. Take a listen. Boom.
We must tell this imported evil that wants to bend and break us that it shall not succeed. Instead of making us bow, we shall banish it.
Unfortunately, the recent withdrawal of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger from ECOWAS to form the so-called Alliance of Sahelian States is bound to undermine the cohesion of the Accra Initiative and will require prompt reflection and review.
The social contract bond between the people and the authorities that govern them has been frayed by decades of underinvestment, crisis, and a lack of governance. Rebuilding our social contract is essential for recovery. It means rebuilding strong democratic institutions and promoting people-centered governance, well-rounded human rights, and guaranteed access to basic services and inclusive development for all people.
So, guys, what do you think about that? There you go again. The president of Nigeria, he have no talk when it comes to the terrorism because he's the sole factor of what's going on. And what's so disheartening and disappointing is the president of Ghana, President Nana Akufo, blaming the alliance between the Sahel countries for the uptick in terror attacks and in West Africa. How are you gonna blame Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger? The hypocrisy here is astounding. So listen, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali receive weapons. They bought weapons. They strengthen their army. So the army is growing when it comes down to weapons. They bought attack drones from Turkey. They have tanks from Egypt. They have helicopters from Russia. And they have multiple ammunition and rockets and so on from China. So they arm themselves since they leave ECOWAS, these three countries, Sahel countries, upgrade their countries' defenses and push back terror attacks and insurgents in the country. Listen, the insurgents had captured around 40% of the land in Burkina Faso, and since they leave ECOWAS and Abraham Traore acquire new weapons, drones, satellite phones, and these and attack helicopters. He have almost retaken almost up to 90% of the property that the insurgents um had captured. They retain almost 90%. So they only like 10% of the country they have to push them out of. So that's a big step. So how is it these three countries who just acquire attack helicopters, attack drones, and taking care of business, push back on these insurgents and having less and less and less to almost non-existent terror attacks, while the ECOWAS countries that their sole purpose was to protect each other. I'm talking about Chad, Cameroon, Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, and so forth. They have the backing of the French army, the American army, but yet the American and the French army has attack drones, jets, fighter jets. They have Black Hawk helicopters, which is much better than what Abraham Traore bought from Russia and Egypt. They have satellites. They have drones, even better drones. They have all kind of gadgets to help them. So how is it you're having more attack when they have more aid and help and more weapons and more ammunition to still having such massive attacks and of insurgents consistently on the ECOWAS country? Because what? It's the French and Americans is not there to aid in the counterterrorism. They are there to protect their interests, their resources, their to make sure their interests are always taken care of. They don't care. They don't care about African countries where they have these bases in. So the country that doesn't have the base is doing much better when it comes down to insurgents and counterterrorism than the country who has all this massive aid and assistance from world powers, America, France, even the Italians and the Germans. They are there in these countries, in Ghana, in Nigeria, but yet they're having uptick in insurgents attack. Something is not correlating. Why is it you have these assistance, but yet still being attacked consistently and getting people, over 7,000 people being kidnapped? How is that possible? When it's opposite with the Sahel country, see, and then the audacity of President Nana Akufo, the puppet, to come and blame because the three countries left ECOWAS is why they have they're having this problem. Tell me how does that equate? How does that come? Where is this? How did he get this thought even in his head to say you're gonna blame three countries for what 15 countries can do? Three countries can do way better for protecting themselves than 15 countries. Not to mention they have superpower countries with their massive armies. Especially the American army, they have aircraft carriers so they can put off the coast of Africa. They have again attack Black Hawk helicopters that can fly where you can't even hear them coming. Fighter jets, satellites, better joint longer range and more attack capability. The French have the same thing, satellite phones where you can coordinate attacks. And yet still, you guys cannot stop not even one attack. There's been an uptick instead of it lessening. Something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. And this is why we don't need the colonizers based in Africa. We need to get them out because for me they are aiding these insurgents to cause chaos in these countries to destabilize them and also devalue their currency. It's a whole narrative that they do. How is it these insurgents, these terror groups has way more advanced weaponry than an entire country? They have and they have um special rocket launchers, they have um the same like high tech radios to coordinate their attacks. Where are these machines and these techs are coming from? Where are all these tech coming from with these insurgents? Why they have to buy it from somewhere because they don't produce it. So they are being supplied by the powers to be to attack these countries, and then they came in and then they thought, oh, we are here to help, but yet there's more attacks. Show me where it makes sense. That's mean they are causing the same problem they say they are there to protect. Because we have videos of even the UN walking, driving past insurgents and just casually just driving and walking past them, not doing nothing to them. So why are you there if you're not even engaging them? It's unbelievable. And this is the reason why we need to get rid of all these puppet presidents. We just start with the bigger countries like Nigeria, Ghana. Well, Senegal just did it. Cameroon, Benin, South Africa. We need to get rid of his name again, President Ramaphosa. Chad. Well, Chad have a coup, so I don't know where they stand yet. Guinea as well, so we still don't know where they stand as yet. So there's few other countries we have to keep an eye on. Major countries that can actually turn the tides. So let's keep an eye out on them and see what happens. So anyway, let me know what you think about this new development, this so-called ECOWOS anti-terrorism summit that kept, and they have the Germans there, the Italians, the UN. Let's see what happens and comes of it, which nothing will. For me, they are planning to how to set back the Sahel countries, these three countries that alliance themselves to each other. That's their purpose, to try to destabilize them, to try to get them back into ECOWAS. Because they've been trying their utmost best to get them returned to ECOWAS, which President Ibrahim Traore already said, we are not returning no matter what. Fly high, fly low, we're not coming back. It's that simple. Anyway, Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. As always, I don't know, tell a friend, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.